Hi boys and girls, welcome to Sunday Club. My name is Serena and it's great to have you with us today. Today we are thinking about light. And in the Bible, Jesus said he was the light of the world. What does that mean? That must be a pretty big light. So we're going to have a little think about that. We're going to do some singing, we're going to do a bit of crafting, and we're going to hear a story about how light helps us. But you know, it's a little bit dark in here. I can't really see you all properly. I wonder if you can see me. Hang on, I think I need some light. Let me show you some different kind of lights that I've got. This is one of my favourites. It's a bouncy ball that lights up. So when you throw it, it goes all different colours. It's wonderful. I've also got this chick where if you shake him, he lights up too, all different colours. Very fun. I've also got, some of you might have a candle at home. My candle is lit and you can see it's letting off lots of light. That's better. I can see some of you now. I wonder if you can see me a bit better. And if you're going to light a candle at home, please remember to get your adults' help. What else have I got? Oh, some of you might have some of these as well. These are candles, but they don't have real flame to them. They are battery operated and they let off a good amount of light as well. Look at that. Wow. So maybe some of you have got some of those at home and they're nice and safe to use if you're little. And one of the last things I want to show you is my lighthouse. Anna Armitage made me this, which is wonderful. And she gave it to me for my birthday. But what I do with my lighthouse is I use one of my battery candles, and sometimes when it's dark I turn the candle on and the lighthouse lights up. Isn't that beautiful? You can really see how that lighthouse is lighting up. And lighthouses are wonderful. You might have read some stories about lighthouses. Lighthouses help us to think about how Jesus guides us. Because when there's a boat on the sea, on the water, and it needs to get to a certain place or it needs to avoid dangerous rocks, it will look at the lighthouse to see which way to go, and the lighthouse will lead it safely. So Jesus, I think, is a bit like a lighthouse. When we don't know the way, if we follow him, he can lead us safely. So I wonder if you've got lots of different kinds of lights at home. Maybe you want to pause this video and go and get some lights so we can have lights on together as we think about Jesus being the light of the world. First of all, we're going to sing 2 songs about light. So I want you to jump up and get ready to sing. The first song we're going to sing is called My Lighthouse. We've been thinking about lighthouses this morning. This song has lots of actions, so if you can't do them all, please don't worry. Just have a dance and enjoy the song because it's really fun and a great song. But I'm going to try and teach you a few of the actions for the chorus. So if you can't do all of the actions, maybe you can just do a few of them. Let's learn them together. I've had to learn them too, so don't mind me if I make a few mistakes. Okay, that's the chorus. So hopefully we can do that together. Maybe you want to play that a few times so you can get good at it. So we're going to do the actions. Follow me if you can, but if not, just have a dance. Are you ready? Start from the beginning. Got to do some marching to start off.
Troubled sea, whoa, you are the
chorus again. Remember, my lighthouse. Now we're going to think about fire before us.
Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through
Back to my lighthouse.
my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore.
Give yourself a massive round of applause. That was brilliant. Well done. Jesus is our lighthouse and he will carry us safe to shore. Now we're going to sing another song, and this one is also about light, and it's called Let Your Light Shine. Okay, Let Your Light Shine has a really simple chorus, and the actions go like this. Okay? I reckon you can do that. So let's remind ourselves. Let your light shine. Whoa. Let your light shine. Whoa. Let your light shine. Whoa. And let Jesus shine through you. And you point at your screen. Do you think you can do that? I reckon you can. There's some other actions. Just follow me. And again, if you can't do all the actions, that's fine. Just dance freestyle in your living room. Are you ready? Let's go. Please start with some marching again. And then we're going to do some creeping, okay? Creep.
Creep, creep, creep in the dark, there comes to blow out all your lights. Doesn't want you telling everybody that Jesus rules all right.
Ready? Let your light shine.
Let your light shine. Let your light shine.
Let your light shine.
Light shine and let Jesus shine through you.
Back to the marching. You're doing so great. Well done. Giant fears.
Giant fears are really small when all you see is God. Don't be afraid to stand up tall and give a great big shout.
Let your light shine.
Let your light shine. Let your light shine and let Jesus shine through. 'Cause I'm not scared. I'm gonna let my light shine. And you're not scared. 'Cause you're gonna let your light shine. We're not scared. We're gonna let our light shine.
yourself a big round of applause. Fantastic. That song reminds us that Jesus' light lives in us when we're friends with Jesus, and we can let it shine for the world to see. I'm tired after all that singing and dancing, but now we're going to sit down and hear a story from Martin. Martin is going to tell us a very good story about a fox and how the light helped the fox. So over to Martin.
Oh, hello. I've got a story to tell you about a fox family. That's why our little fox here is here, to remind me that I was going to do the fox story. My son told me the other day on the phone. He told me about Frank Fox, who's the father, Phyllis Fox, who's the mother, Faith Fox, the older sister, and Friar Fox, the youngest sister. Then came Fred. They lived in a dark den near an old beech tree. As it was dark, various things could get lost. Then one day, one of the family got lost. It was Fred. He loved exploring. The roots of the big tree could be wriggled round, but unfortunately, this particular day his wriggling went wrong. Now at meal times, Phyllis would call the family for their food. She would start with Frank. Frank, food! And he would call out, yes dear. Then Faith, and Faith would say, yes mummy. Then Friar, and she would say, coming mummy. Then she called Fred. Nothing, silence. They realised he had been wriggling again and got lost. They all started calling his name, but made too much noise to hear anything. Frank called, quiet everyone, listen carefully, and I will go deeper into the den with the light. This worked well, and soon they could all hear Fred calling, I can see the light. They got him out, and he was so pleased that he said he would not go wriggling again. Frank said this reminded him of a poster he'd seen outside a church. It said that Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Perhaps all of us need light, then we won't get lost.
Welcome back everybody. It's a bit lighter now. I've got my fairy lights on. It's not so dark, which is great. Thank you, Martin, for that great story that helps us think about how the light helps us when we feel lost. The fox felt lost, didn't he? But he realised that he should have light to help him. I wonder if you're ever a bit scared of the dark. I know I used to be. A lot of people are. When I was little, we used to have something called power cuts, quite a lot. And a power cut is where all the lights in the house go off. You might have had one too. And it's a little bit exciting, but it's also a little bit scary because the whole street would normally have the power cut, meaning the whole street would be dark. And I would wander around, and the house that I knew really well, suddenly I'd feel lost. I'd be bumping into chairs, even though I knew that there were chairs in the room that I was in. But because it was dark, I felt lost. I wonder if you ever feel a bit lost in the dark. You know, when we used to have a power cut, the first thing that my mum and dad would say is, get a candle. And we'd get our candle, our little light, and we'd walk around the house. And it would make us feel so much better because the light from the candle would show us the way. And that's like Jesus, isn't it? When we feel scared, when we feel lost, he shows us the way. So thank you, Martin, for that story. Now we're going to have a go at a craft where we are going to try and make our own candle jars. So I'm going to pop all the lights on and I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to go and find some materials. So the screen is going to come up with everything you need, and then we'll come back together and I can teach you how to make a candle jar. See you in a minute. Right, hopefully you have everything you need to make your candle jar. And maybe you want to make this over the course of the church service this morning as your parents are watching. And you can be doing it whilst the grown-ups are talking. So, as the equipment list said, the things you will need, the most important thing is a jar. This can be any jar. This is a jar that I used to have honey in. And the honey is all used up, so I'm going to use this jar. The thing that you need to do with jars, the hardest part is getting the label off of some of them. The best way to do that, if you've got a jar with a label on, is to probably put it in a dishwasher. If you don't have a dishwasher, put it in some hot soapy water and give it a good scrub, and hopefully the label should come off a little bit easier. When you've got your plain jar, you're going to need some things to decorate it. You can be as creative or as simple as you like, depending on what you've got at home. I'm going to cheat a little bit, and on my jar I'm going to use some special sticky fabric. One side is a nice pattern, some roses. The other side is really sticky, so it will stick to anything pretty much. You might have some Sharpie pens that you can draw with on any surface. Don't use them on your parents' house, but do use them on your jar. Or you might have some stickers from a sticker book that you might want to stick on. Or you might want to use some PVA glue, because that dries nice and clear. And you can use some tissue paper and make a nice pattern on your jar. Whatever you have at home, be as creative as you can. Okay, so I'm going to start to decorate my jar. You can do it with me if you want, or you can wait till later. I'm going to stick my sticky, nice fabric on. So we've got a nice flowery pattern. And then I'm really simply just going to tie my ribbon around the top of the jar. And so that's a really, really simple way you can make a candle jar, isn't it? Make it look a bit prettier. But I'm sure you can come up with some other ways of making it look beautiful with using stickers and pens and all sorts of things. And when you've made your jar, what we're going to do is use it to pray together. So I want you to, with your parents, find a candle. Maybe you just want to use a battery one like I've got, if you've got some of those. Or you might want to use a real one, but please let your parents light that for you, because the fire is very hot and can hurt you. But when you've got your candle, whether that be battery or real, you're going to need one that's small enough to go into your tub, of course. I want you to put it in, and you can see that the tub lights up really beautifully, and your different patterns and fabrics will see the light coming through. And I want you to think about Jesus being the light of the world as you look at your candle jar. Perhaps as well, I want you to think about something that's making you feel a little bit scared or a little bit lost. And we're going to ask Jesus, who is the light of the world, to guide us and to help us when we feel scared and when we feel lost. So Jesus, thank you that you are the light of the world. Thank you that you shine through us. Help us to shine your light into other people who are feeling scared, and help us to know that you are with us even when it's dark. Amen. So that's the end of our Sunday Club for today. And this week, remember that Jesus is the light of the world. Make your candle and think about the story of the fox. And think about when you feel scared and when you feel it's dark, that Jesus is the light. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye everyone.